For the next presentation, I would like to invite Mrs. Maria Silvina Costa, Head of Economic and Trade Section, Consulate General and Trade Center of Argentine Republic in Mumbai to kindly join us on the dais.
Thank you. I would like to thank Mr. Sandeep Khosla, Director General, Mrs. Minal Kadilkar, Assistant Director, and Stina Joy, Joint Director of the Bombay Chamber of Commerce and Industry, for the invitation to give a brief presentation about Argentina and how we can build new connections between our countries. It is an honor to be participating in the MSME Conclave 26 of the oldest Chamber of Commerce in India, and I hope that my words on Argentina may ignite interest to increase the ties between our business communities. Today I want to give you an overview about Argentina before describing briefly the bilateral economic and trade relation with India. Argentina is a developing country that belongs to the G20 with a GDP of $642 billion. Argentina is the third largest economy in Latin America, following Brazil and Mexico. Our GDP per capita is close to $14,000. In terms of size, Argentina is the 8th largest country in the world. We have an area just 14% smaller than that of India, and yet a population of only 47 million people, 55% of which are under 35 years of age. Since Argentina is a member of the Mercosur, or the Southern Common Market, a trade and political bloc formed with Brazil, Uruguay, and Paraguay, it has access to 295 million people. Argentina possesses vast agriculture resources and is one of the world's leading food producers. Thanks to its sustainable production models, agricultural efficiency, and state-of-the-art technology, we are capable of producing food for 400 million people, 10 times that needed to feed our own population. The country benefits from a large fertile and arable area of 42 million hectares, favorable climate, and a tradition of large-scale crop production. Argentina has the largest and most efficient soybean complex in the world and is the first soybean oil exporter, and India is the world's biggest importer. We are also the first soybean meal exporter and third soybean exporter. We also top the ranks as first lemon oil, first peanut oil, third corn, fourth wheat flour exporter, and fifth wine and meat world producer. Argentina is blessed with rich geological resources. With regards to our energy sector, in addition to its important conventional oil and gas reserves, Argentina has a very high potential for unconventional hydrocarbon development, as it ranks 4th in shale oil deposits and 2nd in shale gas resources. The unconventional reservoirs are located in the Neuquén Basin called Vaca Muerta. With regards to renewable energy, Argentina possesses ample solar, wind, biomass, hydropower, and marine energy resources that will enable green hydrogen development. Nuclear energy, contributing 5% to Argentina's electricity generation, also plays a vital role in the country's low-carbon energy strategy. We have a robust nuclear infrastructure operating 3 reactors. Gray hydrogen technology from natural gas will be used during transition to a low-emissions hydrogen economy. As well as energy, mining is one of the main sectors of future growth in our country and is attracting lots of foreign direct investments, as we have abundant clean energy minerals like lithium. Argentina accounts for 6% of the world total lithium production and has 13% of the world lithium reserves, the third largest reserves after Chile and Australia. Argentina is therefore becoming a critical player in the global supply chain for green technologies. Many foreign mining companies have exploration concessions, and some have already started production of battery-grade lithium carbonate. As well as lithium, copper, and gold, Argentina also has silver and uranium deposits. Indian mining companies are already investing in northern Argentine provinces, exploring lithium reserves as India ramps up electric vehicle and clean energy programs. We also export crude oil to India, and we are hoping to export liquefied natural gas. Our state-run oil company recently signed an MOU with 3 major Indian oil players to export up to 10 million tons of liquefied natural gas annually. As we have seen, Argentina is widely recognized as a country with significant natural resources, mining, energy, and agriculture. However, it is important to highlight that it also has a high qualified population and a well-established industrial and technological base. Argentina has several industrial clusters throughout the country. Among the industrial products belonging to high value-added sectors that we produce and export are steel pipes, agricultural machinery, medical equipment, pickup trucks, cars, SUVs, commercial vehicles, and auto parts. We also export high technology. We are an important producer and exporter of nuclear reactors. For example, the state-owned firm INVAP that delivers projects for nuclear, aerospace, radars, chemical, and medical sectors, constructed a radioisotope production plant at the Bhabha Atomic Research Center, Mumbai, for use in cancer tests. At the level of human resources, Argentina is first in Latin America in English language proficiency. Argentina has a well-educated workforce, recognized for its creativity, versatility with technical and professional skills, especially in areas like engineering, IT, and finance. Turning to the bilateral trade with India, Argentina and India bilateral trade averages $5 billion annually and continues to grow steadily, with Argentina maintaining a favorable trade balance with India. Except for 2023, when total bilateral trade fell to $3.8 billion, mainly due to the drought in Argentina that caused a drop in our agricultural exports, particularly soybean and sunflower oils, which are our 2 largest exports to India. Bilateral trade peaked in 2022 at $6.4 billion. Currently, India is our 6th largest trading partner, behind Brazil, China, EU, US, and Chile, with bilateral trade in 2025 expected to rise above the $6.4 billion of 2022. The main exports from Argentina to India is crude soybean and sunflower edible oil, which is refined and branded in India and sold to retailers. These 2 products account for almost 83% of our exports to India. Argentine vegetable oil share in the Indian market increased by 38% in volume in 2025. We are currently the leading supplier of soybean oil and the 2nd largest supplier of sunflower oil after Russia and ahead of Ukraine. We also export gold to India, rawhides and leather, soybean meal, apple, cherries, lemon, yerba mate, wine, pulses, wood, gum rosin, turpentine, fuels, pipes for the nuclear sector, and crude oil. The main exports of India to Argentina are pharmaceutical products, vehicles, motorbikes, textiles, man-made fibers, apparel, clothing, accessories, organic chemicals, refined petroleum, cotton, ginning and pressing machinery, healthcare products, ethanol plants, and IT services. 2 big Argentine companies are present in Maharashtra. Techint, a big construction and engineering firm, has a branch in Thane and employs more than 115 Indian engineers. And Globant, an IT company situated in Pune with 5,000 Indian employees. We also have the luxury polo wear brand called La Martina, which has established a joint venture with Reliance Brands Limited. They have stores in the main shopping malls in Mumbai, Pune, and Delhi. Many Indian multinationals are present in Argentina. Here you can see on the left their logos. In December 2023, President Milei's government took office with a pro-market agenda with the aim of stabilizing the foreign exchange market, lowering inflation, guaranteeing legal certainty for investors, generating a favorable climate for private initiative, and promoting transparent and predictable rules for companies that decide to invest in Argentina. The first 2 years of President Milei's government were marked by a necessary economic reboot of our country through an ambitious austerity plan that included the trimming of subsidies for fuel and transport, halting of discretionary transfers to provinces, and cutting of 10,000 public service jobs. Another main goal of our government was to adopt international standards so as to promote competition in the internal market, remove regulations on retail trade, and foster payments innovation. In foreign trade, many export and import restrictions have been eliminated. Import duties for necessary inputs for agriculture, such as herbicides and fertilizers, have been reduced. Export taxes that hurt the agriculture value chain have been lowered or eliminated. The objective of the deregulation of the economy is to facilitate trade and boost competitiveness in value chains. The deregulation drive of President Milei is a fundamental rethinking of the role of the state as an enabler, not an obstacle to entrepreneurship and growth. The main priority of the first 2 years of our government was to stabilize the macroeconomy and create conditions for sustainable economic growth by eliminating the fiscal deficit and monetary expansion in order to reduce the inflation rate. Milei's government has achieved encouraging results both in fiscal adjustment and inflation reduction. We are optimistic that the current process of deregulation and economic liberalization will end with a streamlined, more efficient, and market-friendly economy that will create jobs and wealth for our country and help Argentina grow once again and be a valuable global partner. In this new phase, Argentina can surely play a major role in terms of food and energy security for India. Our country has the food and the minerals for the green energy transition that India needs, and we can provide these products with quality and at a low price. Thank you for your attention.
Please be on. Thank you so much, ma'am, for that insightful presentation. I would like to request Mr. Rajan Raje, Chairperson, MSME Forum, Bombay Chamber, and CEO, Nichem Solution, to please present mementos to Mrs. Maria Silvina Costa, Head of Economic and Trade Section, Consulate General and Trade Center of the Argentine Republic in Mumbai. A big round of applause for ma'am.